So, this is a short introduction to the national test in English 5 and English 6. In this presentation I'm going to tell you a few tips and what to think about regarding the speaking test that's coming up soon. Now, when does the speaking test take place? Well, this one takes place continuously during a couple of weeks, starting from week 13. This means that it's during your English lessons that your English teacher will arrange a speaking test opportunity for you together with a partner. So the test will take place during an English lesson sometime from week 13 and forward for a couple of weeks. Now, you are of course allowed to refuse to take the test if you don't feel like it. However, this will definitely affect your final grade of the examination in the national test. But many students tend to ask the teachers if they can do it another time, like can we do it next week or next day. Usually we say no, because we have quite a tight schedule and you have to be prepared to take the test when we tell you to. So you cannot postpone the test when your teacher tells you it is your turn. Now, what is this speaking test all about? Well, it's the same test, first of all, for all students of English in the Swedish school. So the entire country of Sweden takes the same test. And this is a proficiency test, and that means that the test looks at your skills that you have right now. How good are you at speaking English and not speaking about a certain topic? You're not supposed to present any facts that you know beforehand. This is only about how you speak, not really what you speak about. There are some given topics, but you are not supposed to have any pre-knowledge really that we expect from you. And remember that a national test is not a final exam test. This is a big test, absolutely, and it is important for your final grade in English. However, it does not mean that if you nail it in the national test with an A, does not necessarily mean that you get an A as a final grade. And vice versa, if you score E grade in the national test, it does not mean that you get an E grade as a final grade in English. Let's move on. How? First of all, you are going to do some preparation. Your English teacher will divide you into pairs, and he or she will give you some preparation material from Skolverket. In about 15 minutes time, you together with your partner prepare yourselves carefully with the material handed out to you. It's very, very important that you read the material carefully so you know what you are supposed to speak about. During this preparation time you are allowed to take notes and bring these with you. So therefore, when you have your preparation time, bring a notebook and a pencil with you. Keep in mind that you will see in the preparation material that there are always two parts in the test, and you must prepare for both the parts and you must speak about both the parts. The test itself, when it is your turn, you and your partner will have a discussion about the topics given to you in the preparation material. In part 1, the focus is on your production. Inform and discuss. This means that you are usually given a certain topic that you should say your opinion about. What do you think about this? Give your point of view, and then also ask your partner what he or she thinks, and you can discuss it. But this is mainly on your own production, whereas in part 2, this is conversation, where you discuss with your partner. This is not a monologue at all. Here it's a conversation with a discussion together with your partner. Keep in mind not to spend too much time, for example in part 1. Do move on to part 2 so that you can cover both parts in 15 minutes time. The teacher won't participate in this test. The teacher will only listen to you. Of course, the teacher can tell you maybe to please move on, or say thank you, that's enough, or perhaps, if it's necessary, just ask you a short question. But otherwise, it's you who do the speaking, not the teachers. And, as already stated, you speak for roughly 15 minutes of time. What do the teachers look at? Well, a lot of things. We listen for vocabulary, pronunciation, and adaptation, and also the way you interact. There are many things, and your teacher, your English teacher, will present the criteria to you in detail, as stated here. Before the test you will of course be given the criteria, and your English teacher will tell you more in detail what the teachers listen to. A general tip: always show that you want to speak. Always show that you want to speak. The worst thing you can do, or at least one of the worst things you can do, is to remain silent and not saying anything. Keep on talking. The second general tip: help your partner. Always show interest in what she has to say and help him or her to develop the discussion points. So, if you, for example, don't have anything more to say about a given topic, help your partner instead. Ask him, ask her what she or he thinks about this. Ask him or her to develop certain things. So always do this, so you have a good flow, a conversation, to show the teacher that you can have a conversation in English. Big warning: Swedish is banned, or at least any Swedish during the test is a big minus. Even if you're going to ask the teacher something, keep it in English. So no Swedish, or any other languages for that matter, only English. Well, then we can only say good luck and fingers crossed for all you people. Remember to prepare yourselves carefully for this test, because it is a very, very important test.